What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and I hope that you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you're ready to get back into the action because we have some information on players. We got a rumor floating around there, and we got a definite answer on at least one person who will not be playing in the USFL. But before we get into that, if you would, please like this video. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. And remember, leave those comments down in the comment section. I love to interact with you down there and keep the conversation going. All right, without further ado, let's get right into it. Pat McAfee, he got approached by someone from Fox asking if he would like to kick in the USFL. And let's just put it this way. He pretty much just told him no. His words and what he said, I was actually approached by somebody at Fox asking if I wanted to kick in the USFL. McAfee said on his show, I said that that's one of the biggest smacks in the mouth I've ever received. If I'm kicking, I'm not kicking in the, he used a choice word, USFL. I'm 34 years old. What are we even talking about here? I'll play quarterback in the USFL. He used another choice word there. The reality of it is that he did this, and if you know him, he's a big character. He does that. He does this stuff for a show, but the reality is he's not going to be kicking in the USFL, and the USFL does not need to be doing this. They need to be going after players, going after guys that are hungry, that are wanting to show their abilities, their talents, and who are wanting to get in there and really do that. At 34 years old, he's not looking to do any of that. He's a very successful man. He's sitting well where he's at right now, and he did the whole quarterback thing as a joke, obviously. Again, it's part of his show. Now, we do know that he does have ties to Fox. He's one of the guys on SmackDown. He's one of the color commentary announcers there for SmackDown, and SmackDown is obviously on Fox, so he definitely has some ties there. But listen, this isn't going any further than that. But it's always funny to get the comments from guys like that and to see where they're sitting at on things like this. Now, to move on, the interesting thing, which is a rumor that's been floating around Twitter, that players have been getting contacted by the league and I mean the USFL, that they're going to be holding a combine maybe in January in California somewhere, and that's pretty much all that we know. So players have been getting contacted with it, and that's really interesting to me. Why? Because California, you would think that they would hold it probably somewhere a little bit more centrally located. I get it, warm weather. We definitely want to hit up warm weather, but I would really like to see it somewhere more centrally located, probably somewhere in the South. Texas is always a good place and a very popular place. Florida is too, in that with it. Alabama, obviously, too. But, January, I am a little hesitant about January. It does seem to be getting a little bit too close to your start date of April 15th. But in all reality with this, Fox has been taking this approach to where they're not releasing things till they're ready. They're not putting things out there that they don't want to put out there and that they're not ready to put out there with that. And they've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes. I mean, listen, Fox does not need to do what the XFL did. The XFL had to put stuff out there. They had to get people on board. They had to show that they had their ducks in a row. They had to do that. Why? Because they were getting themselves established. Fox Sports is already established. They have their own media outlet. They literally own the TV station. They literally own all of that stuff to where they can get out on Fox. They can put their stuff out there on Fox. They've got the NFL games on Sunday. They can hit the NFL market, and they can all do it on their own dime. They don't need to go out and get the media excited and get them wanting to put their information out there. So, in that aspect of it, they can keep things a little bit more close to the chest, work behind the scenes, and then bring it out when they're ready to where, we're all scrambling thinking, this is late to do this is that, when they've already been working on this stuff behind the scenes. Now, when it comes to the January date, at this point, it makes sense. When you're just releasing the information out on that you're starting the league the week before Thanksgiving, it's going to take through the holidays to get things around. And it makes sense. Give yourself about a month to, 6 weeks to get everything around, contact people, get people in place so that you can get players out there. You can look at them to where you can go ahead and draft them. That makes sense to me. You get back, we get right after the holidays, right after the new year, give yourself a few days, get everybody there in California, look at them all, and then a week or so later, go ahead and have yourself a draft. It makes sense. You can announce your coaches, you can announce your coaching staffs, you can put a little bit more information out there, get a little bit more excitement, get the team, the team jerseys and the helmets and everything all out there, that information all out there, and present all of that. It gives you, through the holidays, that kind of a lull time to get through that and then really hit the ground running. The reality of it is if you can get, players drafted on their teams and in camp by mid-February, that gives you still about 6 weeks, maybe even a little bit more than that. I mean, that's me being generous, but even if the later half, that still gives you about 6 weeks to work with these players, which I think is plenty enough time when you're working with people that have had that much football experience and getting them in there. You always want more, but the reality of it is that seems about the right time. Remember, we're also sitting, about 2 months later than what we did with the XFL. So, the XFL starting things, getting the players around, getting a little bit in December, and them getting stuff in February, it's about the same timetable. So there's nothing here that's really too alarming. Let's take it face value. Let's not get too excited about anything. Let's not go too in-depth with it all. Let's just take it for what it is. It looks good. It looks to be about where they need to be, and we'll see where things head from here. We've got a lot of information we got to get to first before we can even get there. But it does seem to be that they're on the right track and that things are, moving forward the way that they should. As always, I'd love to know your thoughts on this information, on this rumor, down in the comment section. What you think? Too early, too late? What are your thoughts with this? I love to always interact with you guys down in the comment section. All right, listen, I know that you're busy. I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.